Hello, Abnormal Investigations. This will be the second drop of the day. I had this one sent in, and I've been wanting to share it with you all for a while. This comes in from a warden. He wants to remain anonymous because he is still an active warden, and he says this is a report that he took that was changed. He was not allowed to send this report in, that it was later redacted, and he happened to keep a copy of the report. Here's the funny thing. This report comes out of Oklahoma, and it's around a national park that I now have the coordinates to, so I may check it out, but I want to share it with you all and get your opinions on it, so let's go ahead and get into it. Oklahoma, 2015. The 23-year-old witness, anonymous, had decided to partake in some early morning fishing. He got up in the middle of the night and made his way through the woods to his spot. It was a very secluded area. He managed to catch 3 fish, and the sun was beginning to rise. He then received a phone call from his mother, asking him to pick her up some medication after he was done fishing. He hung up and was preparing to throw his line back into the water when he noticed that everything around him seemed to get unnaturally quiet. He put in parentheses the Oz effect. He thought it odd, brushed it off. He threw the line out. Before long, he began to hear water splashing. He asked if anyone was out there, yet there was no reply. He sat listening and tossed his line again. He heard the splashing sound again. He surmised that somebody was throwing rocks into the water. He asked whomever it was to stop playing games. He caught another fish. He took the fish and placed it aside. He then heard the sound of snapping twigs and sticks. Somebody was walking up in the woods. It then stopped. He asked again if somebody was out there walking and asked them to stop. Again he received no reply. This continued for several minutes. Then he heard it walking at a more brisker pace, much closer to him. Suddenly, whatever it was became visible to the witness for the first time. He could see one bright yellow eye peeking through the opening of the foliage. The creature then parted the leaves, and the witness observed it was a gigantic wolf head looking at him. The witness noted that it looked like a werewolf, and it was like something in a horror movie. It proceeded to step out from behind the foliage and walked on 2 legs in parentheses to the water's edge. The witness was in shock. He dropped his fishing rod and just watched the creature as it turned and looked over at him. He described that it had a huge head, bright yellow eyes, massive shoulders, long arms that hung down in front, huge hands with claws, and at the end of each finger, and dog-type canine legs. Terrified, the witness began backing away, leaving his gear and fishing rod. He quickly made his way back to the trail, and he could hear the thing following him. When he stopped, it stopped. After walking some more, he looked back and observed the creature behind him. It then, at that point, growled at him. In absolute fear, the witness pulled his gun out, parentheses, he was a licensed gun owner, and began walking, terrified, leaving his gear and fishing rod. He was pretty upset. At this point, the creature noticed that he pulled his gun, and the creature ran off through the high grass. He watched as it entered the tree line and began circling back onto the trail from the other side. The witness could now see the creature ahead of him, coming in his direction. Sensing he was in great danger, that the creature was definitely intending to attack on him, the witness fired his gun 3 times. These were the warning shots intended to scare off the beast. It did not seem to deter the creature. It continued to walk toward him, so he pointed it at the creature and fired 2 more rounds. The witness could hear the impact of the bullets connecting. The creature stumbled back. To the witness, it seemed more angry than hurt, but there was blood and a sense of him being hurt. Eventually, the beast got down on all fours and ran off into the woods. The witness made it out of the area. It took nearly 7 years before I was actually able to release this. This has been redacted and was rewritten as a prowler in the woods that was stalking this man. Mike, these things are happening. I am still employed, and this is an actual report that they would not allow to be filed. I have to remain anonymous at this time. My retirement is growing close. When I retire, I would like to contact your channel and release a lot more information. Maybe even come on and speak with you guys. These things are out there. They know they're taking people out of the national parks, and they're doing nothing about it. In our national parks, we do not keep record of missing people, and I believe there's a reason that we do that. Thank you for your time, Mike. Hope you enjoyed this encounter. Well, I think you told us a lot of things that we already know. I believe that they know they're out there. I think they've known they've been out there for a long time. I don't think they could admit they're out there, because if they did, the liability would be huge. I mean, all the people that went missing, all the people that died, and then they admit, hey, we knew they was out there. I mean, you're just opening yourself up for liability lawsuits. And then plus, people stop going, to these campgrounds because they don't want to get ate. They stop taking their kids there. They stop camping and hiking and everything. Look at probably the billions of dollars they would lose in our national parks. And we know they need that money to fund them. So they probably have a reason that they're not disclosing all this information. And money is usually one of the main things. It's the root of all evil, in my opinion. And if you follow the money, most of the times you're going to find the problem. Trust me, I have found that out in my life right now. When we followed the money, we found the problem, which we'll talk about that later. But conspiracies happen, and I believe they know. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Until the next one, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And if you're going to be hiking, I would suggest you do what this man did. Carry something to protect yourself with when you're in the woods. Take care, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.